In the last episode of Global Ventures, I flew from the Amazon to ancient Greece to build a pair of epic dueling coasters themed to Hades fighting Zeus. This time out, I'm adding Poseidon to the mix with a thrilling water coaster. Oh yes, you will get wet on this ride. Hey everyone, it's M4J here and welcome back to Global Ventures here on Planet Coaster 2 and welcome back to the Odyssey of the Olympians section. This is what we started building last time out and it's all starting to come together quite nicely. You might see in the background there's a little bit of a spoiler, and a background over there as well, there's a little bit of a spoiler, so I might as well just show you what I've been doing since last episode. I've been planting some trees. I think there needs to be one here as well. We'll look into that. Just trying to make this garden area look a little bit nicer, trying to go with a less is more approach, but at the same time, trying to get certain bits in. So like here, for example, I put some flowers in and then the flowers were sticking up a little bit, so I put some bushes across here so that you can't see that. And then did something similar over here where I think this bush looked a little bit weird from the path side, so I just put some other stuff around it. And then that was definitely the case over here where I had all sorts of weird things going on. Also, I love these trees. They are Italian cypress trees, which I guess you could get in Greece. I used the Mediterranean theme for a lot of this, including the rock work, which if I show you what Mount Olympus supposedly looks like, I'm actually starting to lean away from this being Mount Olympus now because it looks absolutely nothing like Mount Olympus. If you go and Google it, it's a big black mountain, which I think it's not basalt because I don't think it's a volcano, Mount Olympus, although I could be wrong on that one. But it's certainly not this colour. This is way too light. But it works. It looks nice. It actually works really, really well as a structure, especially from this side because I was worried about scale, like I said in the last episode. But actually with the path coming around here, it's actually quite small. It's not too big at all. If I unpause the game for a second as well, I wanted to show you something. You can kind of see it here already. I've put some special effects in. You can see them here, but you can't see them when you're on the ride. There you go. As Zeus flies out there, you get to see it. So we've got purple mist on Zeus's side, then an explosion, and then purple smoke that comes out the top to indicate some sort of eruption. You know, like a god flying out of the mountain, that sort of thing. Hades has one too. I'm just waiting for Hades to trigger. That's the other problem with these rides not dueling is when I was setting this up, I did both at the same time and then had to wait. There you go. Hades is on its way. So the mister turns on as the train passes out of the station into the launch track. And then you can hear the roar. There's the explosion. There's the train. And there's the smoke. And in Hades' case, it's all blue. I like the fact that it is black, but it's got little hints of the blue in it. Same with Zeus and the purple. And there's Zeus, just as I say that. It works really well. I like it a lot. And if you look at the mountain from all angles, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy. You'll notice that I haven't covered the whole thing. I've gone with it's a theme park with a high budget, but we're not taking the piss sort of approach to this, where the launch tunnels don't need to be covered on all sides. And especially on this side, you'll see that I've covered it so that anywhere you can really see it, apart from this queue, where, yeah, it's uncovered, but it's pretty bloody obvious as to why it's uncovered. We're not going to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds covering these up just for that one little section where you're walking on the queue. And as for this bit, you've already gone past the mountain several times, so it's almost like you're just used to it being there anyway, even though it's not. I really like this interaction as well with Hades here, going up and over this section. I think that works really, really well. Zeus just about avoids it on this side. And then this section here as well, where Zeus kind of floats over the top of it and Hades goes over the top of that. Also over here, I've built this for the brake runs, which I also like. I think it works really, really nicely. We've got this. I did say I wasn't going to build any ruins in this section, but I think this is kind of like a consequence of the battle type area, where they get into this section and it's crumbling and falling apart because again you've got two gods fighting each other here, so things aren't exactly going to be hunky-dory. I will at some point build a staff path up to here and maybe put the power distributor up here as well, but hide it under some kind of structure, just so that staff have an excuse to come up here. Maybe even some solar panels or something to generate power as well, because I think we're running low on power. Oh, hello, end of the day. That's a bug, by the way. I've noticed that before. That needs fixing. If I pause the game again for a second, because we don't need it running forever. But that's where we're at. That's where we are. And, oh, one more thing. I haven't put the doors in yet, but this is the maintenance access for Hades. I thought about it. I thought about using this section here. I actually thought about having a walkway or some sort of pathway inside the building as well, but that would involve... Excuse me, got hiccups. That would involve moving these tracks over, which I didn't want to do because I don't really want to edit these tracks if I can help it. Although saying that, Hades does need a little bit of tweaking. Anyone who watched the POV in the last episode, I do apologise for the motion sickness that you no doubt got from watching the Hades one. The spinning is mental. I hadn't really noticed until I've watched the POV back. Especially, so this section of the ride I knew was going to be extreme, so I limited the spinning to 180 degrees per second, which is still quite extreme, by the way. That is quite a lot. But when it gets to the top of this, I just left this as default, thinking, oh, it would have bled off enough speed. Spoiler alert, viewer, it did not bleed off enough speed. And actually, this section of the ride here, all the way over to over here, is basically a slideshow, because you have to watch it with your eyes half shut because of how extreme it is. So I will at some point come through and trickle all this down and make it a little more tolerable, because although it's the more extreme of the two, I don't particularly want people to come off it and have to sit on a bench for 3 hours recovering, because that's not fair, and we want them out riding rides and spending money. The other thing I did, this fence, which didn't actually take that long to start with, and then I got to this section. You can kind of see where the path sort of deviates from it a little bit, and up here. This bit was a nightmare because it took me 5 attempts to get the fence at the right angle to follow the pathway all the way down, and you can see I've actually done a pretty decent job. And then here at the end it kind of goes a bit nuts again, but that's fine. At the end of the day, no one's really going to care about that. We also put this little junction in here. We made this pathway here a little bit wider. It does create this weird sort of join here where the path suddenly goes at like a 45-degree angle, which, imagine you have accessibility issues and you're in a wheelchair or a mobility scooter and you need assistance getting up this slope. It's not the best. I think the one on the other side, I'm going to try and make a more gentle slope specifically for that reason. So you can walk up and down here, but if you have accessibility needs, you're probably best not going up and down this. Maybe going down it, freewheel, and we'll just put some crash barriers at the end. No, I'm not even going to toy with that idea. That's not what we want. So this might even end up becoming stairs or something. I don't know. But yeah, I like the tree in the middle. It's a little olive tree. Thought it looked nice. And yeah, this area is by no means complete, but we are going to move on from it today. And eventually, as we continue to develop this section of the park, when the amphitheatre goes in, when the boat dock goes in, or at least the location of the boat dock goes in, once this section's finished and once we start heading around this way, we're then going to start looking at this side, because I think this side is complete. But we're going to look at this side and put some more trees in and bushes and things like that and make it look a little bit nicer. Last episode then, I mentioned something. I said Hades and Zeus are currently fighting out to rule Olympia, and we don't know where Poseidon is. And the reason I said that was because at the time, the water coaster, which is what we're building today in this section, was just going to be called Atlantis Aquatica, I think it was. I then had an epiphany when talking to my partner about this of, what if we just put Poseidon here? He is the god of the sea, after all. Apparently he's also the god of horses and something else, which I wasn't aware of, but the sea is the most important one here. Why not just have him chilling in the lake in the middle of the coaster, and we could call it something else? So Poseidon's Plunge is the sort of placeholder name I came up with. That may end up just being what we call it. It's alliterative and it kind of rolls off the tongue, but the word plunge doesn't really give off the Olympian feel that we want. But you know, it is what it is. The other thing that I wanted to look at, and that's what we're going to start with, is I said I wanted this area to be split across multiple levels, and then didn't do that for some reason. I just built this on the flat, and then the whole coaster and everything has now been put in, and there's too many paths and things to change any of this. Plus, I'm quite happy with how it all looks. So we've got a little bit of height here that we could take off. If I strip it to like here, we could have a little set of steps that come down from the temple here to a lower level. And I think that's enough. I have a reference image somewhere that I've been using just to get an idea as to what a Greek area of a theme park could look like. And one thing it has got is just like little steps, like 3 at a time, going from one level down to another level. So we're going to keep this ramp going around the outside of the amphitheatre. I think that looks good. But I'm going to attempt now to try and lower, I think, the split, because these stairs here make it a bit of a nightmare. The split could be somewhere along here, like this. Now I'm hoping, how prepped have I been with this? Oh, I've actually been better prepped at this than I thought. Ah, not quite. If I could draw a line, maybe I could do this live. I was going to do this off camera, but if I can do this live, that would be fantastic. That snaps there. Oh, it's on curve. Of course it's on curve. Why would it be on straight? That's too easy. Oh, I can't even draw it over there now anyway. Could I freehand it? I could certainly try. Is there a snap, actually? Angle snap, yes. Right. Of course there's an angle snap. What am I talking about? So if I did that to, say, there, and then kept going, although, oh no, that is angle snapping. It just didn't look very straight. And then to, I mean, I want it snapping to the curb, but I guess the node is there. Sure. And then if I turn off angle snap now, and then this is the other annoying bit. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I could just do this. Bring it back. Let's just do this. And yeah, we'll do it there for the lols. And we'll do that. Cool. So now, this should be a nice, clean-ish line. Yeah, I think the expression I'm looking for is good enough. That works. So now, if I was to do this, select all of that, including that piece, that piece, that piece, and then all of this. The other option, of course, is to... Oh, crikey, it's like a jigsaw. It's almost like a US state map as well from a certain angle. If I just draw a straight line across here as well and turn this and then have this just step down into the area, but then that removes the accessibility. So maybe the whole thing does need to come down. Let's just explore and see what this looks like. Is that not... Huh. Okie dokie. Don't know what that's going to look like either. So I'm going to do it like this. And then... Oh, I was hoping that wouldn't be... Maybe I'll have to redraw this after. Do you know what? That sounds like a job for later. Let's do this. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to move it down just a scooch. Like 2 meters maximum. Luckily we got this new tool that allows us to see. Maybe 1.5 meters actually. Like that. That's pretty good, I would say. And then we need to sort out the stairs here, which I can do no problem. This as well has gone all weird. What on earth is going on? Nope, that's the upper one. I need the lower one. That one. Right, that's that side fixed. And if I do something similar here. Yeah. I mean, we could also fix this if... Whoops. That was a misclick. I think there's a way. Yeah, I could just redraw this anyway and have the little steps coming down, which I'm probably going to do off camera right now anyway, because, yeah, why not? I do need to put a little ramp at the side, which I'm going to do over here, mainly because we need to get maintenance vehicles in and out, but also, as I said earlier, accessibility. Everything in this park I want to be fully accessible, because I think that's the decent thing to do. So I'm going to go away and do the path quickly, and then we're actually going to start building a coaster. Okay, that was actually relatively painless. We managed to get some stairs in. I feel like these ones need to move over slightly. And then these ones maybe move slightly as well. I would like to line them up with this, actually. So you go up and then, yeah, round and in. Maybe we can then put a statue or something out here. You'll see I've also put a ramp on this side and a ramp on this side. And that's just so that you don't have to go up this way and then all the way along. If you're going to go ride Zeus, you can go up this one. And I'm actually tempted to make this one a little bit smaller as well. But we'll see. I've also rebuilt the ramp here, coming all the way down. And tidied this up a little bit and tidied up some of the land around here as well. I've also drained the lake, which means we are ready to start building Poseidon. How am I going to do this? There's a question. I think the first thing we're going to do is actually build the station. Now for this, I think what we're going to go with is a load unload system. I think that will work well. Possibly. I want to try it because we haven't built one yet, and I think it would be cool to try it out. So I'm going to say loading is going to be like this. And we'll line this up. First of all, actually, before we do anything, I want to put the water back in and see what our height level is. So let's do that. Natural water. I like the fact I made this little height guide. That's very useful indeed. And yeah, that tells us now how high we can actually build this thing. So we want it to be raised up a little bit from everything, but we don't want it to be too high. I think right loading is fine. We'll swing it around like this. Maybe like this. And we will bring it down slightly. So I want it to be a little bit above, not massively. I think that will work fine. Right loading, yep, good. Right, now we're going to go into edit mode. We're going to grab this and we're going to make it as small as we can. There we go. That's still massive for how big this actually is. It's crazy. Then edit mode again, and we're going to put a block section here, and then some drive tires, and then I think what's this? Exit. There we go. Wow, that's huge. Why is that so big? I don't get why that's so big. Do we do left unloading? No, we do right unloading. And then we're going to make this smaller again. So it's, was it 3? Yeah. My word, that's huge. So we're going to move the coaster a little bit once this is built. I can see already. Because, yeah, that's ridiculous. Now, I think we're just going to go straight. Actually, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to build some drive tires again. And a block section again. And then I think we're going to go into the chain. Now, obviously, we need to put catwalks on these. And I guess catwalks on these too. Sure. And then we can go back into construction mode and start building. So, chain speed 5. I think that works. One thing I want to check very quickly. Atlantis... No, was it Atlantica Super Splash? I think it's called. Yeah. I just want to see how the chain actually looks. I don't think I'm actually going to find the picture I'm looking for. But I just want to see, does it have a flat section and then start climbing, or is it literally straight into the incline? Yeah, none of the images show the bottom of the chain, which I guess is understandable because that's not the thing that you're going to be looking for normally when you're Googling images. So I'm going to go on a hunch here and say that it does that. And then I'm going to angle snap 15 degrees, and I think we're going to climb into a 30-degree hill like this. I'm going to say that's fine. Then we're going to go up considerably. 20 meters. Yep. So what's that? 37 meters, which is about 100 and something feet. So that might actually be way too tall. Let's bring that down a smidge. Oops. Let's go with that. What's that? 36 meters. 36 meters in feet is 118. So that's too tall as well. Let's not go nuts with this. We want it to be tall. We're not trying to break records. So that's 32 now. Which I think is actually the height of what we built over there, isn't it? Yeah. So even that's massive. But actually 32 isn't the worst. And it is going to come down a little bit as well in just a second. So let's go with that. We'll trust the process. I do need to turn off angle snap here though, because I need it to come down slightly. 2.5, 2.6, that works. Can I not make that smaller than 8 meters? No. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, what I want here is the turntable pieces, but I do want to build some straight track first. Maybe a block section as well. So maybe if we have not trim brakes, friction, no, trim brakes actually I think are what we want. Like that, and then a block. And then I guess, yeah, I genuinely can't build it how I want. That's interesting. So in that case, we're just going to do this. And then a block. Cool. And then we're going to go into... What pieces have we got here? Oh, just helixes and stuff. Okay. So I want it to... turn on a turntable. Actually, the turntable can act as a block. Maybe I'll just do that. So I want turntable right reverse. Yeah. So I'm just going to use that. Yeah. That should do it. And then we're going to go into a drop. So I need to come out of catwalk for this. Yeah, the 8 meter method isn't what I was expecting with this actually. It's kind of annoying. How big do I want this? Not massive. He says. Building it quite big. Because it's also the fact that I've got to put brakes at the end of this as well. Friction brakes. I guess like this. And then we will have blocks here because we need a block before the second turntable. Shall we see how this actually looks? For speed and stuff, because we might have built this too low. Alright, off you go. Oh, that's slow. We're going to have quite a few boats on this, as I'm sure you'd have guessed by now anyway. Right, onto the turntable. Spin round like so. And backwards. Whee! I mean, it's not terrible. Kind of works. I don't mind it. What have we got for oh I didn't actually check the rest of these. That's just a straight turntable. That's turntable left, turntable right, turntable reverse. Okay, so it spins you around and then you carry on. And then left and right reverse. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Where's my boat? There's my boat. I'll check some of the customization options in a minute as well, because I feel like there's a fair amount we can do here with this. We got to talk about colour schemes and all sorts in a minute. So the boat reverse is there. Climbs up again. Into the brakes. That's quite fast. Let's fix that as well. So target speed, I think we want like 5 miles an hour again. And then the release speed can also be that, which means... Wait, oh, you're... Whoops. You're what we want. That looked like part of that. That was weird. 5 miles an hour. 5 miles an hour. So you should be... I don't know, maybe 7. Just so it's not a complete neck break. Where's the boat? There's the boat. Can I change anything up here as well? I mean, this could just be drive tyres if we made it straight. Oh, that's weird how they've done that. Yeah, that's actually fine. And then for the fun bit, which is right, coming out forward. There we go. Turn off the catwalk, and yeah, as I said, now for the fun bit. So what's this? That is just a dive like that. So why can't I place that piece? Does it have to do that? Okay, let's just see how this will look. I'm going to turn on angle snap for this. Do I want one more block break before I do this as well? This one, that is switched on. Good. Do I just want it to come straight out? Let me go refer to my reference image again. I think it just goes straight into the drop, doesn't it? Yeah. No, it just goes straight into the drop. Cool. Let's turn off the test a sec, because that can cause the game to crash. So I've got angle on. Let's do 15, 45, 60. How does that look? Not terrible, actually. What if I did it like that? That's pretty terrible. I mean, that works. I don't think there's anything else, yeah, that I can add right here. So I think we're just going to go with something like this. I think I will drop this down a little bit as well so that it sits just above the water. And then all of this here needs smoothing. There we go. Yeah, I'm still not a huge fan of these, the way it goes into the water there. It's not quite the smoothest angle. I don't think you can do anything about that either. No. Oh well. I'm going to smooth this here as well while I'm doing it. Because again, I just built it as fixed angle. Oh god, no. No, 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 no. Forget that then. Hang on. Yeah, that looked horrendous. Might just leave it like this then. Maybe just bring it up a little bit. Yeah, that's not what I wanted at all. Okie dokie. Back to construction mode. So over here, we obviously want it to turn. Can I struggled with this before when I was building the river rapids. I don't know if they've changed it now. So there's that, yeah. That's actually quite low. That's too small. Am I not able to bring this back? Or do I need to bring it up to a slightly higher level and then bring it down? This is always the problem. I'm actually really, really surprised and somewhat impressed with myself that I managed to build both of these coasters by hand. I was fully expecting it to be a lot trickier than that. Somehow I managed to pull it off. We're actually, yeah, we're at the height here. And this can't be raised or lowered. So, am I able to lower this? Yes. Ish. Okay, hang on. Whoops. What I need to do is select all of this and hit delete. Let's turn off angle snap now. We don't need it. Now what happens? No. So it has to be like this, but I don't like that. So if I extended this to there, and we did something like that. That's 1 meter lower. I think that's as good as we're going to get on this one. Alright, now let's see how big the splash is and how long the boat needs to slow down. Because we might already have an issue there as well. We can always move the whole ride up this way. We don't want it to encroach too much on this side because this is City of the Future that's going to be over here. But it's still... You know, we've still got this room to play with. I'm not a big fan of the way the supports are there, though. I have to do some custom supporting on this one, too. Why have you done that? That is not what I wanted. I guess I need the reverse one again. Oh, wait. Did I select the wrong one? That's a possibility. Stop test, start test. Unpause. Fast forward. Climbs this. That's so slow up the lift hill. Okie dokie. I think I'm actually going to turn the trim brakes off there as well. Please turn anti-clockwise. Nope, you're turning the wrong way again. Why are you doing that? I guess I need the right reverse one. Maybe it's reverse as in the direction of travel. Reverse is the current direction of travel and not just it comes out in reverse or it comes out forwards. That's not how I'd have worded it myself, but I can understand if that is the case. Okay, please turn anti-clockwise. If it doesn't this time, then I don't know what's going on. There we go. Excellent. Now come out forward. Down into big drop. Whee! Splash. That slows down very disappointingly quickly. But I suppose that gives me some space to play with here then. So what I could do is this, and then, I don't know, bring it around like this. And like this. Yeah, so somewhere, possibly here. If I was to do this, so that takes it up to 8 meters. Do we have a little coaster section just to finish this off? Or do I try and build in reverse and meet up? I think I'm going to try and build in reverse and meet up. And I'm already regretting this decision. If I had a 90-degree turn here... Actually, let's have a block section first. With a catwalk on. Yep. Then, let's say I... Oh, man. I feel like I need to move the whole thing to the left and up a little bit. But we don't really have room to move it up a little bit. This is why I don't build rides live on camera. If anyone was wondering. It gets too difficult. So let's say I did this. And we also had it on a curve. Which I didn't want to do. But might not have a choice. So I can't place that. apparently. But I can place this. Now I can place that. What height are you? 4 meters. Okay. Oh. That's not... So that piece is not correct. Huh. That's unusual. Okay, what happens if I do it this end? Do that, and then that goes into a lift hill. Okie dokie. So, let's build this around like this. Actually, I don't want this to be too long. I kind of want it to get back pretty quick. So let's not mess around. We'll do a little curve like this. We'll do a little curve like this. And then here, I'm going to build this. I'm going to take it up to this height. What was it? Around 2.5-ish. And then here, I'm going to build this down and round. And hopefully, these will meet up. Yes, that's currently the right level. So if I do this... I don't think we need brakes here, but I'm going to put some in anyway, just to make sure. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to go straight into a block. You're 8 meters. Yeah, you're the wrong height, but that might not actually be a bad thing. We'll do drive tyres. Check that you're straight. You are. Block. Drive tyres. Block. And then here, can I get that to join up? No. I might be able to fix that if I was to lower all of this. To the correct height, which is there. Now can I get this to join up with that? No. Okay. That means I need to move it as well. Whoops, that's the wrong one. This way. A little bit. Now, will you join up? No. Interesting. Do I have to initiate it? No. Huh, okay. So it needs to come a lot further still. Now? Still not quite. It's actually very close. Okay. Sacrifice some track here again. Let's try and do it in one go now. Where's that need to go? This needs to be a bit looser, I think. There. There. And then that came up. Was it 2.5? I think we agreed. Like that. Then optional catwalk on. Bring it round like so. Yeah, now it wants to join. I don't hate it. I don't like it. If we smooth that out... I feel like we need another brake section here, though. Friction brakes? Yes. We can put a small slope on it. I'm not against that. Oh, you're kidding me. So now I can't connect to this. Because I'm guessing it's too long. Okay. But... if I just leave that there for a second... grab all of this. Yes, I can shorten that. That's what I was hoping for. turn that on. We're just going to connect it like that. It looks really bad, I know. Smooth. See, I think that's actually too high. But I can fix it. Maybe. I can do that. Can't do that. But I can do that. And now if I smooth this again, that might just be how it is, you know. Might just have to live with that. Okay. Let's go with this for now. We're going to move it into position. So I think we're going to move it a little more this way. And we're definitely going to move it more this way. All of this part here is going to get lowered. So that gives us more space to work with. I think this is fine. Excellent. So now if we do block section mode. Oh, that's interesting. It won't let me put a boat between the two stations. Oh, now it will. Should we try 4 boats? I think 16 at a time. If we do a dispatch, say, every 30 seconds, we'll set 45 as the max. I'm not changing this one because that is a bug. It resets. What was the other thing I was going to check on this? Oh, it was with these. So what can you actually do with these? Smooth strength? Yeah, I'm not interested in any of that. Target speed. Initial delay. Launch delay. Let's change that to 3 seconds. The initial delay, I suppose we can also have as 3 seconds. So that's a 6-second turnaround before the next action happens. We'll do the same thing here. Okie dokie. I'm also going to turn this into normal track, but with catwalk on. Everything over here is fine. I wish we could turn catwalks on these sections here as well, actually, but never mind. The drop I'm happy with. Yeah, over here I think we might sculpt the land, so the path here will come this way and then follow this around, maybe. I don't know. So I feel like there's going to be a little plaza here as well because the pathway to the island branches off. Let's go with this. We'll set it in test. We need to place entrances and exits, so we'll do that quickly as well. So this one I kind of want... Actually, having it at the end there is fine, but I kind of want it in the middle. Are we going to have a priority queue for this, though? There's a question. The exit for this... see, yeah, I wanted the exit path to go over the drop. Yeah, that's not going to happen now. So maybe I'm going to switch which side this is on. There we go. And the exit can go in the middle here. And then the staff gate. That's interesting. Does this need to be entrance exit one? I think it does. Is that correct? No. Okay. Messed that up then. Maybe I'll place the staff gate first. Ah, there you go. Now place the entrance. Might not even be able to have a priority queue. It might not fit. I might have to go there. Maybe I'll just make this one longer and remove that. Sure. Now we test. Yes, the fact that it's got an exit. I don't have any other coasters with this, so I can't check. But the fact that it has an exit gate still. Oh, actually, no, I do know why it has that. It's in case you do... Oh, what's happened here? It's in case you do an evacuation. It The guests come out this way. What happened here? Why did that dispatch into the back of it? Ooh. If you watch, this one moves forward. That's fine. Yep, then this one starts loading up. This one moves forward onto the brakes there. And then that one just goes straight through into the back of it. How weird. Let's pause the game again a sec, because I've just realised these are too fast. So I need to reduce those. This is also then too fast. 5 miles an hour. Which means that needs to be... I mean, yeah, that's fine. Actually, if I do add an extra one, I'm just going to take this piece off. Should I just do that now? I'm just going to do that now. Why would I not do that now? And then here, delete that. And add that. That's much better. And then over here... Oh, are you still the right speed? Yes, you are. Good. Your target speed is 5. Yours is 5. Which means that's all fine. And then this one... We might have it go a little bit quicker. Just so then the next people can come in. Brake target 7. Yep, that's all fine. And then this is all... Yeah. Okie dokie. Test. And unpause. And hopefully... this all now runs okay. So you're going to dispatch very slowly into that. And then into the lift hill. Which I think is fine. Yeah, that looks fine. You're still going to run into the back of that one, which is odd. Let's see what happens here, though. If it stops on this brake, then... Yeah. Okay, maybe it's just a glitch. They do happen, believe it or not. Glitches are a thing in games. There's no point getting annoyed about them like some people do. It's just something that happens. Right, we are going to turn on priority for this as well. And we're going to stick that one over here, as close to that end as possible. If I can now move this one. Having it in the middle here isn't the worst. It's a shame you can't get it too close to either of these, though. But, yeah, if I can just line it up with the centre of that. There we are. I'm happy with that. This doesn't quite line up how I wanted it, but it's fine. Alright, boats are there. That one's now moving on to there. Which is fine. This one's turning, which is fine. So having 2 up here does work. I think we can have a 5th boat. It depends what the waiting time here is, though. Because this is the longest bit. From when it dispatches from there to when it hits the end of the lift hill here. What on earth was that? Is it going to do that on everything? Hopefully not. I think as well, just because I can. Can I smooth all this? Yeah, no, that's actually quite ugly. The smooth strength is probably what's messing me up there. What am I doing? This piece. Really? Oh, okay. Take that back. So we want to straighten it a little bit, but not massively. There. This just doesn't look long enough for a run out. That's the problem. I'm going to redo this piece. Apologies, I can hear like 100 heads hitting desks right now. Right, let's do it like that. And we'll do it like that, and then we'll smooth it. Okay, we won't smooth it. Why is it doing... Yeah, don't be weird. That's better. Now, will you let me smooth it? Track limit succeeded. It loves to do that, doesn't it? Loves to do the track limits exceeded. I think I'm just going to have a little plaza here where people can stand for the splash. That sounds pretty cool to me. Yeah, look, it slows down just there before it starts curving. So I'm okay with that. What else do I need to do here then? I think in terms... Oh, it did it again as it went around the corner there. That's very unusual. I think in terms of the track layout and everything, we are done. So I think it's just colouring it and theming it, which I'm going to go and do now. Alright then, before I show you the final product for Poseidon's Plunge, I just wanted to come back over here to Jewel for Olympia to show you a couple of things that I've done on this side of the Odyssey of the Olympians. I've got the name of the area then. So first up, I've added a little staff path here. It's a natural path up to this point, and then it turns into a staff path here, and it goes in here, and we've got a power distributor, and we've also got a mechanics workshop. Again, this isn't actually that important, but I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we had one anyway? So I've popped one down. I think we need some rock work or something here just to hide this a little bit more, maybe a couple of trees in front. Something else I have done over this side for Hades' maintenance shed is I've added a staff room, which is tucked away in there. Very nice, very lovely. You'll also notice as well, Hades has one here, Zeus has one here, and again, without giving too much away, I'm just going to swish in here. I've also added maintenance doors here as well. Now, they're not the most realistic looking. There's no garage doors, basically, in the game, or there's nothing I can use or think about making a garage door with. So I've just gone with this. I think it actually adds to the theme a little bit. I think it works quite well. Right, big reveal time. Brace yourselves, peeps. Oh, sorry, one more thing before the big reveal. Up here on the hill, I also added a power distributor, thinking this was actually going to be the one that powers Hades and Zeus, and it turns out it isn't because the radius is a lot smaller than I thought. But this will come in very, very handy for when we have the flat ride down here, and possibly even the restaurant. So I think the restaurant is going to be over here now, maybe. But we'll see about that. Alright, big reveal time. I'm just going to whip round and show you. Ready? Whoosh. Look at this. This is Poseidon's Plunge. There is still a lot to be done. I'll admit that now. I won't break it all down for you, but in terms of this piece here, this is complete as far as I'm concerned. I don't think, unless some DLC comes out or anything like that, I don't think it's going to get any better than this. This is pretty damn good. The bits that are going to change in the future, over here, there will be some rock work added, and there will possibly be some more stuff along the bank of the lake here. But in terms of the actual ride, oh, also the ride looks very different because I rebuilt it 3 times after I finished the last part. Apart from that, though, I'm really, really happy with this, and I really love the queue. I'll talk you through the full queue in a minute, but I think this is actually the best queue that I've built so far. And also this whopping great big statue of actual Poseidon. By the way, this is actually Poseidon. Look, Poseidon statue. So finally, he finds a place in the park. And boy, does he find a place in the park. This was always my intention. It's actually a coincidence. Although he's got a tail. Sorry, the AI generated image that I found on Google that I was using as inspiration had I think he's Triton or something, because he's got a mermaid tail. I suppose a merman tail in his case. Whereas this was always going to be some kind of statue of Poseidon coming out of the water. I have actually put a little fountain in here. I'm toying with the idea of putting water jets either here or in this section. But from the path, it's quite an intimidating sight, I think you'll agree. There will be a marquee above the entrance here. I haven't got around to it yet. I'm really bad at them. Like over here at Jewel as well. There's supposed to be one and there isn't. I feel like still writing Zeus and Hades above the relative entrances if this isn't enough of a clue. But yeah. Let me talk you through the building first and then I'll show you the queues. So we've got the covered loading station here. We've also got this staff path that goes around. And this is actually crucial because right now we've got a solar panel and we've got a power distributor, and this is the one that serves Poseidon. And I felt like we needed more power. I think that is definitely the case. Is it this one I click on? Yeah. So power available, 334 out of 334, but none of these rides are open yet. I think this is going to go down considerably once everything kicks in. Although saying that, I know this one's bad. The other ones are pretty good. Okay. Poseidon's Plunge, it seems, needs quite a lot of power, though. Yeah, 114 power. I guess the more vehicles you have, the more power. But surely these boats don't use as much power as some of the trains and stuff elsewhere in the park. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is the staff path. It takes the operators directly to the panel, which is in front of them here. We've then got the two queue lines. We've got the main one here, and then we've got the priority one here, as you know. This building's the last thing I added, actually, so this is still relatively new. But it's just a little something. It's actually mainly to hide the fact that this roof isn't connected. It's just an arched roof that doesn't actually touch the loading station anywhere. You don't really... I guess here you get close enough to notice that, but otherwise it's fine. It's not really an issue. But yeah, this building was the hider, the disguiser for that. Both queues then come out this way. The priority queue goes anti-clockwise around Poseidon. And then gets here, does a little switchback, goes up the stairs, along, and then down and connects up with the main path. The actual queue, the main queue, the standby line, that's the word I was looking for. That one goes on a little adventure. So it basically loops all around this island, quite a few times in fact, and then goes clockwise round Poseidon. And then goes up the stairs here, joins up with the priority queue here again, and then comes down and connects up. This ride is ready to open. That's the cool thing. You'll also notice I've got these little bits here. This was actually done deliberately. So there's a little one there. And there is another one. Oh yeah, over here. This is meant to be the whole, if the queue isn't that long, they'll drop the fence here and you can go through directly that way without having to go all the way around the island. The game doesn't really let you do that normally. You can add additional queue lines. So like from here, I could probably add another path that comes out this way and loops around and all that stuff. But I'm not going to bother with that. You'll also ignore the fact that you can see the trident there in the water. That will get covered. Originally, I was using the dirty water and I switched it to the clean stuff again. I think the clean stuff actually looks better. You'll also notice that I've got like palm trees and cacti and things on this island. This is kind of done by design as well. These are Mediterranean still, which obviously Greece is. I've also got a nice planter here, which I'm very happy about. This is done by design, though. So this side of things is the more temperate side of Greece. Even though Mount Olympus, I think, isn't in that part. But again, you just got to use artistic license for that. And then this section over here is the more tropical side. And that's because Vibes of the Islands, which is the actual, like, tropical Caribbean themed area, one of the islands is going to be right here. So it kind of blends those in together with the palm trees and the cactus and all that stuff. And we've got some lovely reeds along here as well. I have gone through, I think the Planet Coaster 2's version of the old Archer trick in Planet Coaster 1 is the stone statues. And I have gone through here and checked clearances and things like that. And it all seems to work pretty well. I'm also tempted, you see I've done it a little bit here. I'm also tempted just to have a little rock thing across here. Just to hide the pathway a little bit more. I've got these stone pillars holding it up, which I think look really cool. But I just wanted to put something else along here, maybe just to hide it a little bit more. And then, yeah, we've got this little cave, which I'm tempted to extend, but we'll see. Besides that, though, it's done. We're ready to open. So, I'm going to unpause the game. I'm going to do all the staff stuff and everything off camera. We're not going to bother with that. But the first thing we're going to do is come over here. And we're going to open... It's got an achievement, I think. Oh, have I crashed the game? No. Thought I'd crash the game then. So we're going to open both of the rides over here. So Jewel is now open. We should see people start to make their way over. Easier said than done, I suppose. Is the Mechanics Workshop open? I don't think it is. No. But that is now. The staff room should be open, but I'll just check that quickly. Yep, staff room is open. Excellent. And then I'm going to come in here and we're going to open these, which means we're going to have more staff being hired. There we go. These will all get sorted out again off camera. I'm not going to do it now. Can't be bothered. And then the other thing I forgot to mention was I added a toilet under here as well. So we've got Olympia toilets. So right now these are the only toilets in the Odyssey of the Olympians. There will be more in the future. Where are you two going? You're heading towards Hades. Excellent. Final one then. Oh yeah, I actually need to wait for testing to complete because I rebuilt the ride and forgot to do it. Yeah, this looks a lot better. I actually went back and looked at pictures of Atlantica Super Splash and realised that it has this airtime hill. So we are going to do something about that, make it look a little bit nicer. We're not going to try and copy what Europa Park have done because that's too derivative if you ask me. But we're going to do something to make it look a little bit nicer. Are the crowds on their way over? Yes? No? Did you not queue for it in the end? Poor value. I spent a lot on park entry. Oh yeah, I didn't actually do anything with the money, did I? Bargain? I guess we could just make rides free. I have no reason to not make rides free. Although this would be a good one to do dynamic on, but it doesn't work very well, dynamic pricing right now. Hopefully they fix it. Right, this is now ready and can be opened as well. And there we go. Please don't crash. No, there we go. And you will also be bargain. Excellent. So now we've got power issues again, but that should get fixed. We'll put lots of power everywhere in the park, basically. Where are you going? You're going home. Oh, okay. Is it that time of day? No, it's 11 AM. Okay. There will be people coming over this way, I'm sure. He says, as everybody is heading home at 11 AM. Sure. Oh, here we go. We have people coming in. Arriving. Good. Where are you going? You're heading towards Zeus. Okie dokie. We're not really going to get much action over here right now then, because everyone who is here is heading home, and everyone who is heading here hasn't even entered the park yet. One other thing I wanted to say, and forgot. So the minimum interval here doesn't work. We know that. It's a bug. They will fix it. I know people like to complain. They will fix it. There's no way they would leave that unfixed. Let's put it that way. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. If you use the minimum intervals, that basically works... Oh, sorry. If you use the minimum loading time, that basically... Minimum wait time, that's the one. That basically counts as the minimum interval. And it just so happens to be a coincidence, or at least it did before the rebuild, that at the top of the lift hill here, it takes 30 seconds for a boat to reach this section here. From when it's released from here, it takes 30 seconds for a boat to reach the top of this lift hill. Therefore, a 30-second interval is actually perfect for this. What that means is, if you ignore whatever the hell's going on here, I guess it's because no one's on board. So the unload one is just going straight through. That seems to be the case. As long as it doesn't crash, that's fine. Yeah, what that means is, these boats, there will always be one boat here, one boat here, one boat here, and the other two out on track, as you can see. And I think this works pretty well, all things considered. That one's going to splash down. If I just fast forward a second. This one here is about to clear the block. There you go. And now the one behind can do its thing. So this might even be 20 seconds now, looking at it. Not entirely sure. Are you going to go straight through, or are you going to stop? Right, you are going to stop. You're going to unload, and then you are going to wait. Okay, so it just needs one cycle to sort itself out. Excellent. Yeah, I really like this. Hopefully you guys do too. Let me know down below by hitting the like button if you are enjoying these videos. The response to last week's, he says, having only had it out for a couple of hours, seems to be pretty promising so far. The number of views and everything and likes is very encouraging. So please do keep that up. Share the content as well if you are enjoying it. That really does help me out. Otherwise, What are we doing next time? That's the big question. This might be really ambitious, but next time I want to try and look at this amphitheater. Excuse me. Try and look at the amphitheater. I definitely want to get the restaurant in. I think that's looking like it's going to go over here now. If not, it might even be in the amphitheater underneath. There's an idea. Come back to me on that one. And we'll also extend the area around here, and we'll try and put the flat ride in here, and then this might end up being a flat ride as well, actually. And I'm starting to like the idea of putting the restaurant, or putting the restaurant here next to the water with the amphitheater next to that. That could work too. Oh, look, they're dueling. They're actually dueling. That's a happy accident. After the last episode where I said they don't duel very well, I did actually go back and watch them again when I was recording the POVs. And as it turns out, on this second section, if they leave the brakes here at the same time, which they haven't done here because of the timing thing, they do in fact duel quite nicely. So it's the second half, it seems to be, where you get your money's worth for the dueling. First half, not so much. Although here, oh no, not quite. If I could find a way to slow down Hades a little bit, like maybe add an extra section here, maybe add something like a helix, just to slow it down a tad, that would actually be a very good dueling coaster. I'll have to think about that. It's definitely one where once they add synchronization into the game, I will go back and look at this and try and make it dual. It's also really loud. I don't know if it's loud for you, but it's certainly loud for me. But yeah, that's it for this episode, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop those comments down below with ideas for future episodes and feedback on all of this so far as well. That'd be really great, really appreciated. Besides that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and until next time, I will see you soon.